Okay, welcome everyone to Parks, Recreation and Leisure meeting, December 8th, 2025, 12 noon. We're gonna call the meeting to order. Any of the conflicts of interest?
Nope.
See none. Approval of the agenda?
Sure.
Moved by Councillor Drown, second by Councillor Bernard.
Sure.
Thank you. Adoption of the minutes, November 6th, 2025.
Okay.
Moved by Councillor Drown, second by Councillor Bernard. Was there any of the business arising from those minutes?
Not by eye.
See none? Okay, let's get right into the reports. An update on the 2025-2026 capital budget. I believe that's our manager, Frank Quinn, who's gonna look after that.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, I just picked my sweater again on this
It's okay,
table.
Frank, just put it in.
On this table.
I just put the bill in, City Hall, we'll look after.
Oh, goodness. I reclaimed wood.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't have an opportunity to send this out to you yet. I still have a few changes to make to it, but this is the capital project status reports for 2025, 2026. So you'll see at the top, first one is Cody Banks Arena. Projects are underway. We're about 50% done, so the board reinforcement has been done. Building condition assessment report is underway. We expect to have late January. And then the remaining funds is gonna be transferred to Simmons since we ended up having a bit of a cost overrun there with the electric Zamboni that came in after our budget.
Okay,
Then we go down to the Simmons Sports Center replacement projects. So there's a number of projects in here, but just to let you know, pool package is 100% done. The community building and arena interior works is 100% done. The TP rink engineering specialty package, I'm putting 99%. We're waiting for a final testing, commissioning testing, which we should have by the end of the year. Landscaping and fences, 100% done, so we reseeded the area out, that was the laydown area. And then we also installed posts and chains around the parking lot, which is a new type we used this year, looks a lot cleaner. Excuse me. Then the front entrance improvements, there's a new welcome signs at the front entrance in the 3 different languages, which we've installed, and we're just working on an option for the front there where the beams.
oh yes,
We're looking at either planters or benches. We don't want to add a structure to the beams, so it'll be something that can be moved as well. And then the electrical ice resurfacer, it's 100%. We received it in May. We added the ice leveler, and it's being used by staff, and they're all getting along well. And then sidewalks and AT pathways. So there was accessibility improvements we were looking at. The new pathway constructed in front of Simmons, that was completed by the end of August. Public Works planned to install a new sidewalk along North River Road, Queen Charlotte to Simmons. It didn't get done, they just ran into a lot of other projects, so it got deferred to 2026.
that's on the Simmons side, Frank?
It's so in front of the parking lot from Queen Charlotte to the Simmons entrance.
Oh, up to Kirkwood?
No, just up to the Simmons entrance, so there's a disconnect from Queen Charlotte entrance and the Simmons entrance,
Okay,
there's no
yes, okay, I
sidewalk,
got it
so.
now, yeah.
Right now, people are going across the parking lot.
Great, thank you.
So that's one has been deferred. And then the replacement and realignment of the AT pathway within the Simmons Sports Complex, it's been deferred to 2026. And that was because we didn't receive the AT funding from the province.
Okay.
And if you have any questions, just ask me as I go along. So playground equipment and park development, a lot of work was done in playgrounds, playground equipment and development this year. So you'll see there, Evergreen, the medium structure was installed. Stockman, a new medium structure, and 2-bay swing was installed. Meadow Park had a new medium structure installed and a new 2-bay swing. Montgomery Heights, new medium play structure constructed, and it could be installed before Christmas. I'm being extremely optimistic, but as we look out the window, probably not. And then we have a new swing that's going to be installed May 2026. We actually have it in stock. The Towers Road Park, the concept plan was completed, located the survey pins, constructed new entrance off Confederation Landing. We cut the existing grass, which was able to do because it was landscaped properly. And then we did a bit of just, a bit of landscaping. Then we completed landscaping at 10 plus parks. New sport pad constructed at Meadow Park. Montgomery Heights forest restoration and trail development is underway. This will be a phased-in approach, so we're just starting the process there. And then planning to send RFP in January 2026 to order new playground equipment. And the parks we had identified were Des Percé, Rosedale, Skyview, and then John Muse. So those will be ordered, and then we'll have them in hopefully by the end of March, because they're in this budget. And then it allows, we can get right on the installs first thing
That's
in May.
for a lot of these, it's all replacement equipment, correct?
Those are
These
all
other ones before,
replacements.
they're,
Those are all replacements there. Some of the ones before were Montgomery Heights were a complete new medium structure, because that's a new park.
right.
Same with Meadow. Meadow was new as well. So that's what we've been finding here is we're.
So the lifespan's gone for the ones you replaced.
Yes, yes. So
Basically
they're
is what it is.
inspected annually by our
Oh, okay.
playground inspector and reviewed with our two park superintendents. So we'll get this order, this equipment to be in this year's budget, but then we'll do the installs out of next year's budget. And we're trying to do this, it's something we started last year and we felt like we got a better price too by ordering it. Ordering it in December, January. Then, and there's still a few other little projects that we're just confirming that where their status are at. Nancy just got back from vacation, so I'll be chatting with her on that. Then we are, the Parks Recreation Master Facility Plan. We've got the initial draft of the RFP. It's gonna be sent out by the end of the month, and we'll be awarding in January. It'll commence in February and completed by July of 2026. Then we have the East Rowley Lagoon Park Development. So this included pathways, entrance, and building upgrades. So we've done all the initial planning. We engaged an engineer firm to complete the drawings and tender documents. Construction completed on the trails and the entrances were completed this summer. In the process of awarding the building upgrades tender with work expected to be completed by the end of January. So, and it's work that's like say shingles, windows, doors, so they can work on that. So that will get to that, which pretty well will complete, we're 80%, where right now is once we get that work done, there are still a bit other work that will need to be done. Where are we at here?
Did you go too far?
Yeah, go back to the.
I think you might have, sorry.
Keep going up just here. Alright, install e-watch cameras.
Oh, there we go, sorry. And then the e-watch cameras, so think should be relatively easy to install e-watch cameras, but it's not when you can't get Wi-Fi. So it's been challenging. So we had 3 installs in 2024 and 2 for 2025. We've installed the one at Central One and Jogies Park, those are completed. J. Frank McCauley, we are still trying to get suitable Wi-Fi. So that hopefully will be installed here very shortly. And then we're working at 2 other locations to be completed hopefully by the end of March 2026. And we're going to be reviewing sort of our park patrol to see where there were problem areas and where there could be a need for an e-watch camera. We have felt that they've been very helpful at Jogies Park and extremely helpful at Central One. When we have an incident, we call the police, they look it up on the e-watch camera and they can identify what the problem was, and so it has been very helpful for us. Then we go down to Victoria Park tennis courts. So the project is for the most part completed, but we are dealing with a few deficiencies which we'll be addressing next spring. And that'll be brought forward in next year's budget.
So would that interfere opening the tennis courts this coming year? Because remember the backlash we got?
Yep, there could be as well, this year as well, if we have to close them for a month, but we are having issues with some pooling of water.
But would you be closing all the courts or just certain ones?
There would be the 5, so there's
Okay.
5 instead of 5 instead of 3.
So we gotta get ready for
Yes.
emails and phone calls.
So we'll be working that. We want to make sure that the courts are 100%
Right,
right like this, so that they're going to be in good, that they'll be used, because they'll be used for, we want to get the good 10 to 15, 20 years out of them, and if you have some potential spots where there's pooling, it can create freezing and thaws and cracks and that kind of thing, so.
As long as the residents are updated and lots of time for that.
Yeah.
You know, that's the key right there, so then they're not saying, okay, this is 2 years in a row, we
Yeah.
lost our tennis courts.
Yeah.
Because, as I stated before, we did get a lot of phone calls and emails last year of people very upset.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it is, yeah, no, and we're quite aware of that, and we, like you said, it is, tennis courts are probably one of the more challenging infrastructures to construct, cause they have to be a 1% grade with no low spots or pooling and stuff, and it is really tough to get them 100% level, so that's been with the challenge. Then we move on here, we go to, Victoria Park Plan Development, where are we at? Design and tender completed, oh yeah, so the accessible pathway, we've completed the design work with that, and that's at the tennis courts connecting to the clubhouse. So we are going to be going out to tender this winter and then awarding it, that'll start right away. But that was one that, and there's a few other little projects there we're gonna be working on as well. Possible lift station at the Kiwanis Canteen. And a couple others as well, but we'll confirm those, but those are projects we can work on in the winter's months. The design took a little more challenging for the accessible pathway. We have great courts all now upgraded, but it is a challenge for people to get down to them if they're in a wheelchair or if they have any accessibility concerns. Then we go on to the artificial turf field. The location's been approved. We've been through the initial planning stages. The RFP for engineering services have been awarded and construction to commence in May of 2026. So we're working on the drawings right now and the tender documents and confirming the dimensions of the fields. We anticipate going out to tender in February for the construction, award in March, and then construction would start in May and be completed by the end of July.
did we ever get any feedback from CFL about the size of the field again? Remember that?
Yeah, it's been
Supposed to be
interesting.
changing or not?
It sounds like CFL is changing, but it sounds like Football Canada is
That's what I should have said.
staying with the dimensions. And it's because of the impact it has across the country.
Right,
There's thousands of fields, I'm sure, across the country that would need to be modified, so CFL will change theirs for their fields, but it sounds like Football Canada is maintaining
okay,
their dimensions.
that's good.
Unless something comes up. So that project, it was more challenging with the announcement and then getting companies to actually do design, so we've got that awarded, which is good, and we'll
And
hopefully.
sorry Frank about that too, you said you're hoping to get it started in May.
That's when construction would be, yeah, so the biggest part of this project is actually the design and engineering and tendering, that's a big part of this project. And then going out, if we get out in March, and then we have companies that we get awarded, then they'll have this first on
You
their
hope to
list,
have it open by when?
end of July.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Then we go sport field development, the big project there was Central One outfield renovations and the fence install. The field was from the 1990s, I think was when it was constructed, kind of thing, so it needed some major upgrades. So we completed the upgrades to the outfield, upgrades to the fence, the outfield fence. We also did some fence repairs on the upgrades on the infield. And those were all completed by June 20th, which allowed the field to be open for the majority of the season. Drainage next to the field and around the clubhouse was completed as well this fall. And if you've ever been down there, you realize that our walkways were all sort of settling into the building. So it looked good, looked like it was working. There's still a few more deficiencies we'll have to address, but that work is 100% completed. And with regards to sport facilities and buildings, the skate park, we are still in the planning stages. We've identified the upgrades that needs to happen. We have purchased a ramp for Y Skate Group, which is going to be, I believe, delivered or will be soon delivered.
Am I in the right place?
What are you looking for?
There's a meeting, Angie from the Big Boot Gun Club's gonna be here.
No, not here. No, I think it's at the Rods out in Charlotte. At the Rods Hotel.
Okay, thank you. Good to
You
know.
can check with
Thank you.
you can check with the mayor's office for sure, Jackie will know.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
That was a different room, not different.
So this has been a little more complicated. We've been speaking with some skate park experts. What do you call it? Tracy's becoming a skate park expert as well. And so right now the way approach we're gonna take is send in an expression of interest to companies who might be interested in doing the work, indicate how much money we have, and what are you recommending for changes. And then we will award that, and then the work would commence in May of 2026. It's just been, our park it was built in 2001, 2002, so at that style, it was, seen as a good park, but now things have changed
It's a well
dramatically.
used skate park.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is, yeah,
Really well used.
Good.
so that's
Very good. So I never could help by that.
Yeah, so anyway, so that will be, it's been more challenging, but anyway, we'll be getting that done, and this will get us through for the next while we're figuring out future plans for a
Yes.
skateboard park in the city. Then we have our disc golf course. This one, we have actually the baskets and everything. We've done all our research. We're working on an RFP to engage a course designer. We feel like we've identified a suitable location, and we're gonna be proposing that to our designer. What we're looking at is the actual, the East Raleigh Lagoon property, the old park property, the park property there we've developed. We feel now that we got our pathways in and we have a good layout, we have a good footprint, that we feel like we can actually install a disc golf course there. And then the other item is the multi-sport outdoor facility at Elmer J. McFadgen Recreational Complex. So we're working on the RFP right now. We'll have that posted for engineering services by the end of the month. And then we'll award in January. And then we'll be working on the design drawings, tender documents, and post. We're still sort of up in the air until we get the work underway on when we'll post that, but the work it'll be a carryover project that'll be done in
Would that be
2026.
upgrades to that or?
It's a complete replacement.
So how long, when we first approved them years ago, was the lifespan then?
So this is the old original one. This is back from the 80s, I think it was. Yeah, if I look back, so this is the one out by McCrae Ballfield.
Okay,
Yeah, so
yes,
it's
yes.
the old original one,
Right.
and it might even before that. So we cannot do repairs to it anymore. So
Okay.
this is the one we're looking at trying to modify.
It's not the new one beside the rec center?
No,
No,
no. So
okay.
and we're looking at
Trying to
Frank,
putting artificial piping through it so that we
Right.
can actually don't have to set up all the pipes like we do down at Founder
Yes.
Hall.
Okay.
So it's the first one that's gonna be done on the island here, so it's sort of getting the expertise for engineering services so that we can get a proper design that we can afford to do. So that one, and then the buildings and clubhouses, so I'd say planning stages, but the central field announcer booth, the design and tender is completed, or pretty well completed, we're just doing the final review of it. It'll be posted here in December, we will award that, and then the upgrades to the building will be completed in there, completed that building, and that can be done over January, February, in the winter months. A lot of it's doors, windows, some interior work. One item that's not listed there that we did end up doing that I realized is the batting cage at Central Field as well. We got matching funding, or a little more than matching funding from the West Raleigh girls.
Yes, the West Royalty girls softball was awarded the Canada Games Legacy funding,
All right.
partnered.
So we provided some funding, but they provided a majority of it, so so that venue will be, hopefully when all this is done, that'll be upgraded, that'll be able to last us for the next 10, 20, 15 years. And then the outdoor basketball courts and pads, the Buckets and Borders, partnering with them. They were the lead in the project, we worked with them to help them move the project along. It was completed early September and opened early September, and it was very well received. In here as well, we've also done a bit of, we've lined one basketball court with a 3-on-3 lines, the official lines. We were hoping to get the other two done, but we ran out of, the white stuff came a little quicker than we anticipated. So that project was really well received, and if you've been over the courts, they're used all the time. Maybe not today, but And then the other ones here, I haven't updated them, but just J. Frank McCauley, the pathways have been completed, and looks really well. We have done a bit of drainage work around the back of the backstop and Japanese knotweed removal. And we tried that this year as a pilot, and it's something we're probably going to be putting forward to do some work in problem areas that were. The Japanese knotweed was an invasive species, but it was also causing issues with the drainage as well because it was encroaching in the drain. You couldn't keep it cut properly. So we worked with environmental sustainability on that and see how that works. The Andrews Pond, we've been partnering with Watershed, Wrights Creek Watershed Group, and then also with Acadian Drive, partnering with Cycling PEI. So those projects are ongoing or completed pretty well, I'd say, for this year. And then the East Roleo Landfill Restoration Road, still in the planning stages and that. There's been some challenges just with where that road is located and what's the best option, having a two-way road in part way with an AT pathway along it, the trees encroaching in. So I'm still working with our engineering firm to try to come up with a couple design options and then see which is the best approach. So I'll hopefully have more of an updated. The work won't be completed till the spring now, but it's one of the more challenging projects because of where it's located. And then trails and pathway development, I'm gonna have to look into that. I can't recall exactly projects we were gonna work on that one. And then the other one is the Confederation Landing. We were partnering with CADC, but their funding didn't come through, so we've deferred that project. There was an AT pathway, or not AT pathway, bench. Yeah, that was gonna go across the front to try to connect Founders Hall and Peaks. So we put that one on hold. So anyway, that's an update on sort of where we are status-wise, and I will send this out to you hopefully by the end of the day.
Okay, Councillor Drong, do you have any questions, or Councillor Bernard?
No, I don't, Kevin, thank you.
No, pretty clear.
Yeah, it's all very clear, yes, Richard?
Comment, wow, impressive, that's a lot that you guys accomplished.
Took the words right out of my mouth, you stole
Yeah.
my thunder again.
You had the opportunity, sorry, but yeah, no,
I let other
very
people speak,
impressive.
Richard.
Very impressive.
Yes, and I'm gonna echo that too. A lot of work was done, and there's gonna be a lot more work to be done, but we seem to be on top of things. Frank, you and your staff, and Christopher and everybody, you're doing a fantastic job, folks. So
And normally I don't spend as much time on going through this, but since the last update was June that I provided, but I'm gonna get on top of this where I'll be giving an update every month, and I'll just be sending to you so you can review yourselves, but I've provided verbal updates along the way, but I wanted to go over this one since we're going into this year's capital budget discussions.
Right on. Very good.
Do you have
Very
anything else
impressed.
that you wanna?
Yeah, knocked it out
So
of the
no, I'm
park.
good now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we at here? Okay, review of the 2026 Parks Recreation, we just did that, draft capital budget. Discussions,
No, so there's no, so
It's a
B.
capital update, so
Oh,
this
that was
one's
the
now
updates.
on the
So this is
actual,
now we're gonna do the other one.
that was what we've done, now this is what we wanna do.
Come on now, Kevin, 26, 27.
Sorry, Terry, I had a rough day. I spent the morning with the mayor.
Okay, I understand now.
Okay, is this you again, Frank?
It is me again. And where's my, sorry, trying to find the capital sheets. Alright, so everyone should have this in their package that was sent out. It is the sort of master document is fairly large, a lot of columns. I just want to say that, you know, the budget amount at the front, the 2025-2026, that is accurate. The 2025-2026 forecast is still being confirmed. There are some POs that are indicating they're set up, but they're not set up. So we're just working with finance to confirm those amounts. So the amounts that I really want us to focus on is the carryover from 2025-2026 and the 2026-2027 budget. So the dark blue and the green ones in the middle. Those are sort of the two columns that, when we're going through it.
Okay.
We have background sheets for all the projects, and these are still a bit in flux. I still have to consult a bit more. I've got arenas pretty well confirmed, but still have to consult a bit more with parks to confirm the list. But it's where we're at right now in December, and once we have a bit more discussions, there'll be a few minor changes that we'll be making. So first one, you'll see there is the Simmons capital repairs. So we've moved the money now. Simmons is no longer new anymore since it's a year old. So we've moved it to the Simmons capital upgrades. And I'm going to change that wording where it says repairs. I'm going to be changing that to upgrades because. But yeah, so with regards to next year, we've identified a few capital upgrades we'd like to make to the building, which includes a fully accessible private changing space within the pool common dressing room. The room is accessible, but we want to have a fully changing space. So if someone goes in there, they can change and without having someone to need to assist them. We're also wanting to do a professional evacuation plan since it's a new building as well. And we've had a lot of demand for additional space in the building, even though it's a large building. We have a second level storage room that we want to convert into a community room. And that will allow, right now it's not being utilized as storage, we have enough storage. We wanted to try for a year to see where we're at, so we want to convert that into another community room. And then the wall of memories that we've been working with Heritage on, we'll be getting those I guess pictures and different types of things up on the wall. And then we put a small contingency in there for other capital upgrades. So we have 170 there we're asking for. The next one is.
Can I
Sorry.
just stay at Simmons for one moment?
Sure.
Maybe Mike can answer this. The warm room is not the warm room, Michael, I'm hearing from people. Do we have any idea when?
So the
it'll start to fluctuate?
engineers are currently working on they're auditing it now to try to come up with a plan to increase the heat in that room and a couple other rooms too that
Yeah.
are on the cool side, so it's not just the warm room, so.
And then, I know it's all operational and you're doing a great job, but sometimes when they're in there showering, to hit it's very hot and then you got it regulated, now it goes cold very quick. I just wondered if.
Yeah, we got that figured out, I think.
Oh,
And I
good.
think I know the groups it's probably been happening, so. They've been happy for the last 2 or 3 weeks, so I think that's been figured out.
Okay, no, I just thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
And part of the thing is, it is a new building, state of the art, and there's some actually state of the art equipment that maybe needs some tweaking and whatnot, and so that's what we're working on. So hopefully we can figure out the heating portion of
Yeah.
it, and we don't have to look at other alternatives. But there could be something come out in the next month. That's
Sure.
we're trying to have it
Yep.
for a capital budget.
Thank you.
The next one is your Cody Banks, and this is pretty straightforward. It's our regular, it's an old building, 55 or over 50 years old, probably closer to 55. So we put in 120,000 there just for any capital upgrades that might happen throughout the year. But we also, depending on what comes out of the building condition assessment report, we are looking at installing 5 heat pumps to make the building a little more energy efficient. There's always some plan upgrades that have to happen. And then we're also looking to upgrade the back access driveway and dump area and purchase some new tables and chairs. So this will be dependent on what comes out of the building condition assessment report.
You're saying that's probably be January?
We're being optimistic the end of
Yeah.
January. I believe that's what we're hopeful.
Okay.
Who's doing the assessment?
Oh, wow.
All right, our next one here is our playgrounds. So we'll call it parks. I've sort of tweaked it a bit. It's gonna be parks and playground development. So this will include the new installs for the playground equipment that we're ordering here this winter. And so it's Desper Say, remove and replace. And I don't know whether I have to read this all because I have the report in front of you. But Desper Say, Rosedale, Skyview, and J Muse Park. Then also the Montgomery Heights swing that we need to install there. So out of next year, we'll be ordering new playground equipment. The park locations are in the process of being confirmed. So once we confirm that, it usually ends up being 4 to 5 structures, parks that we focus on. Then we'll be landscaping at parks around new playground equipment. And also we have to do landscaping at Montgomery Heights Park. We got the equipment installed there, one structure, but the park itself has minimal to little topsoil. So it will have to be landscaped. Then we have, so we'll be working on new park development, Horseshoe Hills, Towers Road Park, and park concept plans, potential dog park, which we'll be looking at as well, and then purchasing new amenities for parks, improving access to parks, constructing sport court pads at Montgomery Heights. Actually have that one I'm gonna move. I think we're gonna move that to our sport pad location, I believe. And then we're gonna be installing picnic shelters, looking at Evergreen, River Ridge, and replace fence at Malcolm Dare Playground. So a few of these items might get done this year. The fence at Malcolm Dare might get done, but it's all, the weather has changed quite dramatically here, so. So we are requesting, I know it's, last year we were 300,000 and we are expecting to spend all that money and we're going up to 475. We've got a lot of new playground development that has to happen. The areas have developed, like Montgomery Heights, like Horseshoe. So we need to, and even like Towers Road as well, so we need to get the new parks developed and then we need to continue our annual replacement.
Question there, Mr. Chair.
Yes, go ahead, Councillor Bernard.
A question for Frank. So Frank, I guess this is the spot I'd ask him in park development. So you're working on the East Royal Lagoon Park,
Correct.
and yeah, and in that, and just doing a good job, by the way. It's coming along good. I'm just wondering, Frank, the city paved a pad, Bonnie, where the old Bonnie Blink Park was. They paved the pad, and I guess the idea was it could be used for pickleball or ball hockey or what have you. But I understand there's no fence going around it, so I wonder if this is the spot we would put in some money to put a fence around it. There's not much good right now without a fence around it. They can't really do a whole lot in there.
We don't normally put fences around our sport pads. We're looking at it's going to be set up for basketball, so it'll be a 3-on-3 court, so it'll be one hoop. We are looking at pickleball courts. And yeah, so we'd look at the C, and it would just be, once you fence it in, we'll have to sort of see, it's not something we would do right away, because, yeah, like we have other courts.
There's not much you can do with it unless you fence it in. I mean, basketball may be the only thing you can do, so.
No basketball.
The money we put down to pave it.
Pickleball you can
I mean,
play there. Pickleball you can play there as well. Other people will roller skate on it. People will, you can even play ball hockey as well. We'll have to look and see. As of right now, we weren't planning on it. We do have some money set aside in the East Royal Lagoon budget for next year as well to work on the lookout. So we could look at it at that time to see. We're making these sport pads a little more multi-sport pads, which means that basketball, pickleball, because of the demand of that, and other sports that can fit on the size. So we'll take it under
I think it's a
consideration.
great
Councilor
idea. And you know, that was the whole idea of putting it kind of a multi-purpose pad. But I don't see too many places that have multi-purpose pads that we don't have a fence around to stop the ball from going wherever, whether it's pickleball, whether it's ball hockey, whether it's the basketball will be the only one, but even then there probably should be a fence. I think you get a lot more out of it if a fence goes around it, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no, we'll take it under advisement, but we do have, like a lot of our other sport pads that we had were small sport pads. And it wasn't until we started building some of the larger ones here now that we're looking at. We might have to look at the fencing idea. We just don't want to make them too enclosed, but we will look at it for these upcoming ones we're doing and this one as well to see if that's something we do want to look into for future.
So if we do, when we don't put the money in the budget now, where does it come from?
So we do have some money set aside for the East Royal Lagoon. We have $100,000. So I figured there will be enough there to look at a potential fencing option, but also the lookout, So once we get to that one, I'll explain the project, but we'll note it underneath the East Willie Lagoon.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you,
okay.
Councilor Bernard.
All right, thanks. Thanks.
All right, so the next one is just the Parks Recreation Facilities Master Plan. So that will get it awarded this year and then going out to work next year. So you'll see that majority is a carryover, but that's 100% covered by the Housing Accelerator Fund. And I'm just requesting that there be the budget be increased to 150 because I've been told that 140 is probably not enough. Then we have the East Willie Lagoon property there, which Councillor Bernard was just alluding to. So this one here is we're gonna look at constructing a lookout and walkway to get water access. We'll be looking at some additional renovations to the building for more or less recreational use, probably storage, sort of meeting space. And we'll also look at the potential fencing option around the multi-sport pad. Then we go down here again to.
Frank, so Frank,
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
Jerry.
that seems to be an awful lot for 100,000. I just wonder, so what would the fence cost to put around that pad that is paved this fall?
Oh, I'd have to look into it. Probably 15. Like it is
Oh,
quite.
it's not a big expense. It's just 15 to 20,000. You're saying?
Yeah, it would be if we're looking at something like that. We'd probably be looking at a 3-foot fence. It's not going to be a 5, 6. And maybe a 3 to 4 foot high fence that could stop sort of things coming out of it, kind of thing. But
Right.
yeah, it's
Right.
not going to be because it's not as big a pad, so it's a smaller multi-sport. It's not like say your tennis courts, like your pickleball courts that are a big spot.
No, it's a good. It's paved now. It's a good size.
Yeah,
paved
it's a
now.
good size. Yeah, but it's not a.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And
Okay,
we'll
do
do
you
a bit
think there's
more
enough to do,
sort of
enough to do
pricing.
what you named off there?
Sorry.
You think there's enough in that to do what you named off? You're going to do the pathway down to the water. You're going to do a gazebo. You're going to fix up the building.
Well, the
And
building,
you
so
think
the
there
building's
would be
getting
enough to put
mostly
a fence
done
up?
this year. So it'll just be some internal work that we will need to address inside. So the
Okay.
majority of it will be hopefully done this year. Once we have a better idea, so we're a little early here, so once I have an opportunity to sit down with my park superintendents just to discuss, we do have estimates of probable cause, so we'll just get a little more, that might have to change slightly, but we'll bring forward the
Okay.
next
Okay.
round.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
I'm just making notes here, so.
You're doing Dale's job.
No, just my own memory. If I write it down, I'll remember it. So then eWatch cameras again here. So we want to continue with the install of our eWatch camera program. We have currently 4 cameras installed in our parks. We'll be installing 2 more this year, and we'll hope to install 2 more next year as well. And we're just areas where we're having high vandalism, issues with people hanging out. Some safety areas, that kind of thing. So we really have found the benefit of it, that it's helped dramatically. Then we will be moving on to our Victoria Park development. Why is this not? Oh, they're on board, okay. Sorry, Victoria Park development, we are 200,000 in there. We'll be hopefully getting the design work done for the new lift station at the canteen, or the Kiwanis canteen and washrooms. We're gonna be constructing a new pathway next year. We'll have the design work done this year and the engineering gone out. And then we'll be also looking at Wayfarer signage as well. There will be some other small projects that will pop up that I'll have to confirm with our Parks division, so sort of give you a start. Then there is the tennis courts. So we're still working on this project here right now, so we're saying there's gonna be 44,000 carryover, there could be some more money carryover, but we're not sure right yet. The work is substantially completed, but we're dealing with some deficiencies. So we're gonna carry that over. We're also proposing that, we would like to complete upgrades to courts 1 and 2. The courts there are a lot of cracks in it. The longer you leave it, you're potentially gonna have to completely rip the courts all up again for the courts 1 to 3, and then do a regrade and everything. So if we're able to right now, we more or less had an assessment done that we can repair the cracks, put an asphalt skim coat over top of it, up the existing courts, then we'd add the new acrylic court and surfacing, court lining, and then complete any fence repair. So we'll be able to do that with the other work, it'll probably we figure around $250,000. So, and that'll get those courts, they'll be completely done, and then we can look at, the lights down the road and those other upgrades. But then we have here sport field development. We've set aside $250,000. We did a lot of work this year on Central 1, and we realized we could have used more money once you start doing upgrades to sport fields, especially when you have drainage issues. So we still have a bit more work to do with Central 1 ball field, which is the dugouts. So we're planning on infilling the existing below ground dugouts. They are become, especially one in particular, fills with water. And we have to pump it out. They've also become areas where they're hanging out, a lot of graffiti, and they become very inappropriate to sort of have people in it. So we'll complete further upgrades to address the drainage as well. So we've addressed probably, I'd say 80% of it right now. We have about 25% or 20% more that needs to be done. So we will finish that. Also looking at completing upgrades to Kiwanis ball field. And these other things are just sort of ideas right now, they haven't been confirmed, but a potential irrigation system at the Winslow lower field. It's the only one that's left. Last year was extremely dry, as you're quite aware. Potentially one at Co-op field as well. And then complete upgrades to other sport fields as deemed necessary depending on the winter that we have. And the artificial turf field, I think I've touched on that for the most part, but the majority of the money is being carried over to complete the construction work. We feel that we have a good funding amount, but we will have a Class C estimates here probably in January. So if there's any changes, we'll be bringing it back to council. We will be planning to do a public open house in February to review the design. Then we'll be going into tender in March and award in April, and construction to commence in May and be completed by the end of July. So that is, you'll see there that the majority, $3,350,000 is what's being carried over. We have $500,000 there in partnership funding, but we don't necessarily anticipate being able to get any partnership funding. We still feel like we're in a good position that we have sufficient funds to do the project.
The budget sheet might not show that 3 million.
I believe it does.
No.
What budget sheet? This one?
Yeah, same as the next one. It didn't show up on the actual sheet.
All right, so okay, so that's good catch. There's got to be a link. We'll work with finance on that. Our new assistant manager has been excellent to deal with, trying to deal with all these little issues. So then we go down here. The rest of the projects on the list have all been completed. Well, that didn't carry over. Okay, I see what you mean. Then we go to the multi-sport outdoor facility, or the facility at Elmer McFadden complex. So we are carrying over all the money here right now. We might have spent a bit in engineering services, but as of right now, so 1.1 million will be carried over. Then building and clubhouses. We are looking at replacing and upgrading the card and alarm system at our clubhouse buildings, which are becoming problematic. We're working with Public Works on this, cause they're upgrading the community centers and we wanna have the same system for all our buildings so that they're compatible. So Public Works has a staff person working on that right now, so we're gonna consult with them to see what system we should do, and we'll see how far this money will go. But then it would be completing other upgrades as deemed necessary as well in some of our buildings and clubhouses. We're just in the process of identifying that right now. So that's $150,000. Then we go to the pickleball court. I think I've explained that as well. We're carrying over $40,000 to complete that work, or is that, no, sorry, am I on the right one? Yeah, pickleball. No, sorry, pickleball courts is new. So we've, our Jack Bomber Callahan, the pickleball courts we have there have been extremely well received. At the time, we didn't put in permanent nets because we not wanted to we wanted to get it done as quickly as possible. So now we are looking at putting in permanent posts, nets, and a divider in between to upgrade those courts. The nets that we have right now are in the need of being replaced. They were portable nets. So we are looking at doing that next year for a cost of $40,000. And then we have carryover for the disc golf, which I will be completing the work next year. Get all the design work, get a company in place, so carry over $40,000. And then we have the Victoria Park skateboard ramps. So that will be, so we'll do all the behind the scenes work, and then we will be awarding that. The work won't be done till next spring. We're also requesting an additional $30,000 because we feel there are a few other things that we would like to do at the park. Just talking to our skate park experts, that $90,000 was going to be really, really tight to do the work. So that will allow us to complete all the necessary upgrades. And then our outdoor basketball. So instead of calling that, we're going to.
Frank?
Yep.
Frank?
Go ahead.
Can you go back to the budget there on pickleball courts?
Yep.
Because I don't see any money in it. I see that the line item below it is $740,000.
So yeah, so go over to the 2026, 2027, that's the new budget amount. So there's the carryover amount is the first column, and the 2026, 2027 is the new budget.
$40,000.
So ultimate at the end of the day, these two, they don't add together here right now, but the carryover from 2025 and 2026 and the 2026, 2027 will add together to make your 2026, 2027 budget. You see it there, Councilor Menard?
Yeah.
It's the highlighted in yellow.
Illusion, yeah, but anyway, okay.
Yeah, so it's highlighted in yellow in the 2026, 2027
Okay.
column.
There is no carryover for pickleball.
No, there's no pickleball, no carryover, because that work was already done, so this is new money.
$40,000.
Yeah,
So the skate park ramp, so that's a carryover of 90 plus another additional new 30, so that's a 120. And then the outdoor basketball courts and pads. So instead of, we've had it in there as outdoor basketball courts, we're going to change that to outdoor sport courts, because sometimes they're basketball courts, sometimes they're multi-sport pads, sometimes they're basketball pads. So right now we have on our list is to construct a new sport pad at Montgomery Heights Park. And then we would be continuing to add lines to existing court pads and purchase new uprights for some of those parks that are out there. So we figure $50,000 will allow us to continue with that work. And then we have, so J. Frank McCauley work is all done. So Hermitage Creek Trail Development, we're requesting $150,000. We did some work about 2 years ago. on a section of the pathway. But the remainder of it was not done, so the majority of it that goes next to Charlottetown Rural goes out to Northwood Road on both ends and goes to Waterview. Yeah, across the road, Waterview Estates. So all of it is right now, there's some washout areas we have to deal with, and then we want to actually put crushed asphalt on it all. There's just been some pooling of water and whatnot.
That trail's used a lot.
It is, and we've done the section that next to the upper section around the pond. We did that work and it stood up really well, and so we'd like to complete the remaining work. And that will get that completely done. I'm trying to think how much trail it is. It's probably a kilometer or,
That's quick part.
yeah, I'll confirm the actual, oh, there we go, sorry, it
1,100
says it right there. 1,100 meters. And then we just have our Andrews Pond Trail Development and Acadian Trail Development. We're continuing to put $15,000 in there to partner with both the groups that we've been working with on the work in those areas. And then our East Rowley old road and active transportation pathway. So we're still sort of figuring out the best option to move forward with that. We have partnership funding money of $225, and then we have the additional money, so we're requesting that $640 is carried over. There might be a bit of that spent. If there is, it'll just reduce that amount, but so it would be $640 that we're looking at carrying over there. And then the trails and pathways. So this park trails and pathway development upgrades, so the pathway at the Simmons Sports Complex, we didn't get funding this year from the Active Transportation Fund, and we ended up having their Zamboni didn't arrive on time, and so we ended up having to cover that cost for this year. So this would be, once we do the new field, we'll be putting a new pathway in from Kirkwood Drive to Colonel Gray School and to the Simmons Sports Center, and that's replacing the existing one that is in very poor shape. And then we'll also be constructing a new pathway connecting Evergreen Park within that park, because the park is separated now in sort of Patriot Lane, Evergreen, and the new section we added to it, so trying to make that connection. And then Riverview Ridge Park, we're looking at trying to make some connection pathways in there as well. There's a lot of narrow pathways that are entering into the park, and we had to do surveying issue this year to confirm where the entrances were, so we were able to finalize that. So we'll be looking at picking one or two entrances where the most traffic is to make those pathway connections. So that's $250 new budget there. And then the last one that I have down here is our Confederation Landing Park. We haven't been necessarily setting money in this park all the time, and we feel that the park is aging. It does need capital upgrades. For example, just to do some brick upgrades can cost, $20,000 easily. We have a lot of electrical infrastructure that's underground there, even above ground as well, or light standards. So we feel that $100,000 is a good start to start some of those required upgrades. The park was 1997, so that is the capital budget. You'll see at the bottom on the new budget side, it's 2.465 million, and then the carryover is 5,504,000. So when you add those two together, it is 7,969. Anyone else's math better? I just did that in my head.
Yeah.
Check my math here to make sure it's right. Yes. Yeah, so $7,969,000, and as you can see there that 2/3 of it is carryover for the Simmons project mainly, and the Elmer McFadden project are the two large ones.
So what are we looking at for new money? To take
So it'd be,
2 million?
$2,465,000.
Went over that.
It's capital.
That's capital and the carryover, so if council agrees with all the carryovers that, which all the projects will be underway. So, we will need the money to continue.
So that's not, it's not new money, it's just carryover. It's
Just carryover, yeah.
Approved, the money's carried over, yeah, so it's not new money.
Just council has to agree. Sometimes there can be an odd change, but a lot of these projects are like the artificial turf field. We are moving forward with that. It's a big project, takes more than a year. The Elmerick Fadgen one, the multi-sport facility there, so.
Yep. Councilor Drawn,
That
you
note
okay
sounds-
so far?
Sounds good.
Thank you, Kevin. Just, I know, Frank, we talked about it a while ago about the pad, since we were talking about a lot of these pads in Mulberry Park, that it was all eroded or stumps coming up, and it wasn't really safe in one section of it. Has anything been done for that, or are we looking to fix that, or what's the plan for that?
So what we were looking at, we were reviewing options there this year, and we're still looking into the potential option of putting basketball uprights at the new multi-sport pad. We just been having a few challenges with the fact that the fence is so high, and when you had the actual basketball uprights going through, when you're removing snow on them, they tend to be in the way. So we're either looking at that option if we have to do that pad at the other pad, so I will have to look at increasing that budget there a bit probably, because there will be some associated costs with that. So the outdoor sport court pad budget, we might have to increase by another 25,000. So we were looking at the option of trying to put the uprights at the other pad. We've just been having some challenges when it's being used for the winter. So if we can't come up with a solution to that, we will have to look into that. So thanks, Councillor Duran, for reminding me of that project.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you, Kevin.
You're very welcome. Terry, you're okay so far?
I am, sir, thank you.
Good man.
And
Okay,
if you think of anything, feel free to let me know, because we're still going to be tweaking this
yes,
into December here.
that's right. Okay, excellent. Great work again, guys. Right?
It's earlier this year, so it was a lot of estimating and guessing where things are
And
going to be.
which is good to get one of them out of the way, you know, to get not operational, but your capital budget here is, I just said, other years we tried to put both of them together. Too hard to hedge. This way we can see where we're going and what we want to do, and then go with the operational. So I guess you're up next, Christopher, are you?
Nope, Frankie.
Still Frank.
We're just gonna mention, we're gonna do a quick, all I've done here, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it, I just put in there the 2026-2027 operational budget. It is a status quo budget.
Right,
So we will go more in depth in the new year. We'll have a meeting to review the operational budget. But just wanted to sort of show that we feel like we will be, for the most part, in budget this year. I just have to confirm a few of those numbers. It's showing that we're slightly over, but I think we will be within budget. But we are going to 2025, 2026, our budget was $4,588,430. We will be proposing an increase of $4,721,112, so an increase of about 170,000. It'll end up being around a 2.5% to 3% increase, which is what to deal with CPI, and also we've been finding one of our accounts, our park maintenance account in particular, as infrastructure is aging, that has increased, and we will have to increase the budget to deal with that. We had this year, for example, I think it was Memorial Field lights. We had to do a major repair there, which ended up costing 10 grand. And it was something that had to be done, so it's very difficult to identify that, like a light up, however high it is, 100 feet. You don't know what's gonna fail until it fails. So we will be looking at increasing that, and outside of that, there'll be just some staffing increases with regards to CPI and union contracts and whatnot.
How long does the park gear last? Like, what's the lifespan for your slides and your swings and approximately?
Anywhere between 15 and 20, yeah, it depends
Oh, is
on
that
the,
long?
yeah, so it depends on, yeah, so we've got how many? Over 60, 70 parks with playgrounds. So we try to replace 4 to 5 a year, and if you can do that, then you can stay on top of
Okay.
them. It depends on the companies. There has been a few companies that their structures didn't stand up as well. So they have been meeting our specs now, but yeah, so.
Okay.
It's been, our biggest challenge has been, and you'll see that's where I increased our parks and playground budget, was new development. We have a lot of new parks that we've had for 2 to 5 years, but have been unable to develop because we haven't had the budget.
Okay.
So this is just more or less for your information, sort of see where the operational budget is at. I will be bringing back, once I have the exact numbers for our staffing, because we still don't have that, we just have estimates in there for our staffing. And then with regards to a better idea of where we're going to be fiscally at our up-to-date numbers. So there's been a bit of changeover in finance, so finance has been unable to get all those numbers yet, but end of the year, we'll be working at it and then bringing it back to you in January.
Okay, great. Great job.
Now it's.
Should I say it?
Say
Well,
it.
Christopher?
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. So the next item is with regards to our minor sport subsidy. So we wanted to bring forward the updates that we are looking to make to the policy. Just to give you some history, the policy has been in place, officially approved by council since 2004, but the actual program, minor sport program, has been in place since 1995. The program is administered through our program coordinator. Tracy takes in all the information, reviews it with the assistant program coordinator, and then myself or Frank will go through the information as well, just to put all of our eyes on it to make sure everybody that's getting an approved subsidy amount back to their association is a city resident. So what we're looking to do with this updated policy is change some of the association names, because through rebranding or merging, some of those names are no longer in effect. For example, the Greater Charlottetown Minor Hockey Association is a merged group of Charlottetown and Sherwood. Some groups have dropped, like the West Royalty Girls are now just West Royalty Softball Association. And a couple of the figure skating groups are just skating groups and not figure skating. So it'll bring that part of the policy in line with those names. We also are updating our submission deadlines. So in the previous policy, the summer sports needed to have their information submitted by the end of October, and the winter sports had until the end of March. But when we changed our fiscal from January to December, now to go from April 1st to March 31st, we didn't make that change in submission deadlines. So now we're moving those dates back to give us enough time to review those subsidies, to have them put forward in our budget. So we're budgeting for the correct amount, or we have an idea of where we're spending for that fiscal year. Also, some more detailed information we need to have from the associations when they're submitting their subsidy request, so that we can better make a decision on whether the resident or non-resident is true. So if they submit their information with not an address that's correct, or missing information, it makes it difficult for us to say yes, they are a city resident or not a city resident. So we will send them a detailed table of how we'd like to have the information submitted, but it's lists the general information in the actual policy that we need to have to make those decisions. And we've also added a list of definitions to the policy so that people are clear on what a city resident and what a non-resident is, and things like that. So we've included the new updated policy in this report, as well as the previous policy marked in red with the edits. So a lot of changes that we've made to the actual policy. And we need to bring it forward to this committee, and then bring it forward to council for their approval to make the official changes or approve the amended changes to the minor sport policy, subsidy policy.
Excellent. Any questions, Councillor Drawn?
No, I don't, Kevin, thank you.
Councillor Bernard?
No, I've read through it. It's pretty clear. Makes sense.
Yep.
I'm okay with it.
Is there still, Frank, or
I'll move to change if you want.
yeah? Is there still people using the wrong address?
Yes.
I'm sort of having flashbacks from when my boys played back in the day, and, you know, it's still happening, is it?
Yes.
Okay. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
And that's the reason why we have our subsidy police that goes
Yeah, no,
goes through it all, but it's
good.
just to put the address, but it's mainly, so we're using the updated template. The really overall information, the policy
Yes.
is still the same, it's just modifying.
Yeah, there's no change in the
updating it,
dollar amounts that are
No,
going, it's
no.
just in the writing of the actual policy and the wording of the policy.
Yeah, no, like I still haven't heard that that's still happening. Okay, thank you very much for that, Christopher.
Welcome.
The next two is the Senior Engagement Committee. The minutes are in your package from September 4th, October 2nd, November 6th. And Youth Engagement Committee minutes are September 18th, October 16th. You just have a chance to read them, go over them, and there's nothing pressing on that, I don't think.
Is there anything you wanna
Anyone
touch
heard
on,
it?
Dale?
I think we have to. I think we have to approve the minor sports subsidy changes.
That's right, I'm sorry, you're right. Yes, do we get approval of that? Councillor Drawn,
Sure,
and second by Councillor Bernard?
Sure. Yep.
So we move this on to council, correct?
Correct, with the resolution.
With the resolution, okay, it's unanimous, 2-1, yeah, we move it on to council.
2-1.
Or two.
3-0.
I keep thinking the mayor's still here at my side, but he's not. No, that's great,
Yes, thank you.
okay, that'll be moved on. Does that be for tomorrow night, Frank?
That's
Yes,
what the intention is, yeah,
Yes.
Chris.
Sorry, Christopher, I keep going Frank,
that's okay.
because he's stealing all the spotlight. Okay, any other questions? Anything under new business?
And if you want anything at all, when we prevent the seniors engagement and youth engagement, if there's any questions you have, feel free to ask. We do have TL here is on one of the committees and then Brianna's on the other committee,
Brianna's
so.
on the other one, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're ever looking at, but they continue to do great work, so.
They do
And
great
you'll see
work.
there was a recent media story on the youth engagement committee, so the chair of the committee did an excellent job and.
Yep.
So, which is really good, so
They're
appreciate
engaged, and
that.
that's the main thing, that's what we want them to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a motion to adjourn.
Move.
sure.
Moved by Councilor Drown, second by Councilor Merritt. Thank you very much, folks.